where Hyper's going to try and extend this play to down drop, cut off the rotations, and the rest to hit onto A. Rollins just throwing the bomb forward toward Furlan. Flippin, playing passive in the A site, will be able to at least hopefully get one at the very worst, because he's going to have to come up pretty large and in charge with Blastino still being locked away.
Hyper trying to do a great job at keeping them all stacked on towards B site. There's still 3 of them there. They're starting to rotate on window. Repo also coming around. They realize that Blastino is there, but Hyper's doing a job right now at keeping them all at bay. Furlan will burst into sight. That's going to be Flipping going down. Hyper has finally been dealt with. Now Existence can try and move in on towards his site, but already Vexed with the bomb plant down. Have this site very much in control, but 4 members of Existence alive as they push in sight.
This just gets the first one, second one as well as they're distracted. Grubby looking toward that balcony, and the 2 playing on it will bow down and jump toward the site, but look at Furlan, he just stays alive, and suddenly Repo comes back up the ramp before Existence can do anything to even trade against the 2 teammates' deaths, and the round falls apart that quickly. 2 rounds now, including the second one, where they've been 1 kill away from making it work, and it all falls apart in the last second.
So close, Existence. But that means they are forced to make a decision. 3K across the board. It is just going to be a couple of P250s. A Deagle for Fiesta, but that is about all they can afford. And Rallen, realizing this, goes for that Mac 10. They're just going to burst straight in towards B site. They're moving pretty quick as they're going to pile around there. There's no utility really, just a couple of flashes for Existence. Nothing to really stop them. Furlan should get himself his eye on this one. Fiesta goes down, and here comes the Mac 10s.
And they won't stop anytime soon as well. Rollin again adding to that cash roll. Repo's going to go ahead and get Existence with the AK. Just about staying alive, build up this bank further. Flippin already spotted, takes a little bit of damage through that doorway. Now they're going to push in. It's going to be Rollin. They send on the chase as well. Smart. Not all a big investment from him, and he builds up the economy as a set. She's got 67, 50. Numbers are hard. But the rest of them have basically 2 rounds in hand now, so it's going to take 2 rounds for Existence to even consider breaking, and they actually go aggressive on this, where they did go for the save with the lost round bonus. It's double op and decent utility, so this is by far their best buy in the entire game.
All right, well, Vex reading this one. Rallen's gone for an AWP of his own, so it will be a bit of a slower round unless Grubby can burst in early.
I don't know if I agree with the setup, though. By setting 1 op on A alone and stacking up B, I get that they're trying to shut down that initial aggression, but if they were Blastino get caught in the danger position, if you get caught out to anyone getting aggressive at long, the op goes down, no one there to trade it. It gives up so much map control so early. So I'm surprised they didn't put a rifle there initially to go for a fast pick, maybe try and force the issue against Vex rather than letting them execute. But now they'll go back to their default 3-2 split afterwards. So they got away with it, in my opinion, but that could have been very costly.
Yeah, Flipping coming back around there, joining out on Blastino. Blastino stood in deep. Very passive hold from Existence here on the A site. Now Flash catching on Flipping, so unsure really of what is happening. Grubby's been the distracting force over on B site while the rest of the team stack up here at long. Repo's going to line up the smoke in towards A site. Rallen, of course, with that AWP, leading the charge, ready and waiting to go on this one. Blastino not really looking this direction. It's all going to be on Flipping at the moment.
Smoke off on doorway. Vex just have to confront the 2 inside of the site, but Flippin caught in the open immediately, and Rallen makes no mistake about it. And Blastino, surprisingly, as he was sitting back by barrels commonly overlooked with the AWP, is going to try and get forward of this. He uses the smoke to hug at least the HUD on the platform. NMT gets Hyper. That starts the retake, but Blastino couldn't deny the plant. Gets caught in the open as the smoke fades. Second player just pops out. All too easy for Furlan as Blastino left himself in a very peculiar position. And NMT gets both kills for his team. Made it at least doable at the start of it, but in the end couldn't do much against 4 left alive.
Yeah, 3K for Rallen in there as well on that AWP. Nicely done for him. But like you mentioned, that could have been a bit different. Blastino just wasn't aware of the player. I think it was Furlan that tucked himself into the left of him, caught him off guard. Trying to just linger in the smoke. 5-7s this time for Existence. And Vex continuing that T-side dominance that we got used to seeing. However, when Envy and Fnatic play, it tends to be a little bit different.
Yeah, that was very different. Those 2 guys, that game in both the series this week in Pro League was pretty peculiar. It just goes to show you that whenever someone's hitting the shots on either side, they can dominate the entire game. But again, back to the save. This time the force buy with pistols, they can level their money out because they will have the lost round bonus still coming in. So they've got themselves at about 2,500. That'll give them the full buy next round no matter what. So name of the game in this round, yes, obviously win it's the primary goal, but economic damage would be a bonus. Taking down Rallen certainly helps. He's the AWP player. They've gone beyond that. They've actually got the lead right now in the kills. It gets brought back though, as Grubby and Repo will walk in and do 2 kills, 1 apiece to bring it back to 3 versus 2.
Yeah, Flippin's on the rotate all the way around the back may actually be able to collect a weapon on the way through, but Grubby is ready and waiting for him. Blastino just trying to get some sort of exit frags here, trying to collect a weapon maybe. Hyper gets caught out. There's a weapon. Blastino gets himself an AK. And most teams, I think, would be happy with that and just back away, and that's exactly what Blastino's going to try and do. Gets in, gets out. Maybe try and carry that weapon through to the next round. But it's going to be a 7-0 start for Vex. This is kind of what we expected against Existence. Very much the rank outsiders in this game. Not quite matching the Spanish compatriots' success, or almost success, that they had against Dignitas.
Yeah, that was actually, like as Moses said, should have been a win for G-Bots. That would have disrupted the plan before it all began. The day would have been so different if that was the case.
Yeah, everything would have gone to cock there. The Danes wouldn't have had control early on.
Yeah, actually, potentially, you might have seen the Danish team go up against someone like Fnatic or Envious in that situation, because they wouldn't have cared about alliances. They would have just thrown anyone under the bus and get the hard teams to play each other to get lives off them so they could survive longer. So it is interesting if that strategy works. Back to the double up setup this time. Again, lost round bonus playing a part in this. They've got an AK as well on Flippin that they managed to save, so this will be an interesting way to approach it. But again, though, Blastino goes solo with that AWP to start things off at A. I would much rather see them go for a long approach with a quick peek to try and get an early pick, because they've yet to get an early pick in any of these rounds. They've got to do something to make a play to force Vexed into the uncomfortable position and give themselves an advantage where they can just sit back and then play the bomb sites.
Yes, on this boost. Such a hard spot on platform to come out even in the trades, especially if they're expecting him there. But this is the first time he's tried it. Might catch Vexed off guard a little bit. Maybe go peeking for it. Couple of shots rattled through like that. Maybe draw the attention to the tracer fire, but doesn't take the shot. Now a minute on the clock as Vexed sit. The bomb just loose behind Hyper at the moment here on drop, while the rest of the team actually start to look in and around A site. Blastino is on long. We'll have seen the flashes coming out from Repo and Furlan. Furlan about to challenge, goes straight in, finds the head of Blastino, opens things right up. Flippin's going to try and push on down, but Rallen is ready and waiting for him. That smoke's going to go through to doors, and you feel once Grubby gets the call, he will back away, but Esther actually catches him, and that bomb's still all the way over on a B side. Now it's making its way through. Flippin just going to get caught out by Furlan, but no, it trades the other way, and Flippin puts a halt to proceedings, but he hasn't called for the rotations, and the rest of Existence is sticking on B side. And that's going to be the detriment of Flippin as he gets taken down.
I mean, he stayed alive a lot longer. They easily cut these two off. They had no idea that they was standing at the top of the ramp. That was peculiar again, that they left Blastino by himself. You saw what happened. As soon as he got overwhelmed, didn't hit the shot. No rifle close enough to trade. AWP goes down. It's out of the round already. That's your main impact on the A site. That's how they want to play this, and they leave it in a vulnerable position. And then not only that, Flippin, I'm surprised he survived that long, because he almost tried to at least get an equalizing kill by pushing middle. Somehow sneaks back up and gets the favorable duel at the top of the ramp, retaking the A site, but again, leaves himself exposed rather than trying to turtle inside of the site. So they're getting aggressive late in the rounds when they should be passive, and not aggressive enough early on. But again, lost round bonus means 2 shotguns. They do manage to get one more AWP up in this. It's Flippin this time that's going to have it, and we nearly saw a really fast encounter out toward the B hall.
Yeah, I was just thinking if they piled through, there's 2 Mag 7s in there. Could have actually been pretty dangerous for Vex, but as it stands, Existence holding the ground, but here comes Vex as they push on through. Furlan trades. Grubby pushes on through, and this is not going in their favor. Suddenly there's 2 men Elijah. Make that 1 as Repo, the last man standing. All goes horribly wrong, and Existence could be finding their first round here on the board. They will, and it's the M4 action of NMT and Flippin that works out well. Existence finally on the board. Yeah, the crowd are happy.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's the first time we've seen a really quick push from Vex rather than sitting back. So just being in the right position, catching them off. Now, the hard part about this is it survives with 1 kill, which is decent. It gives them at least a little bit, but they had to rebuy all the utilities, and it means the reset comes in potentially, so they've got to be very careful. They haven't gone back to Blastino on the AWP, and no offense to the guy, but based on their setup, I have no issues with that. However, they're going to leave Flippin in a similar position where he's so low on the A site with an AWP, and right now he's in the depths of mid with the smoke in front of him. 1 flash in, which we do see. If someone pushed in on top of that, the op's gone already.
And that may well happen as Furlan and Repo continue to push their position on long. Flippin completely in no man's land as he backs away towards the APC. Will finally get a little control, but Iester's peeking on B at the moment. He's got clear vision, which realizes for Existence, they know that something is possibly up on A. They've rotated 3 members over there, but Vexed starting to swing back. Rallen's still trying to get a little look, hop, skip over that smoke. We saw some cheeky jump shots earlier on today, but I don't think it's going to quite work out that way. Device even tried it with the AWP, jump scoping.
Now what I want to see is as soon as Yester spots anyone, one shot and gone. Don't try and reface this. They are going to put Furlan right now. This is going to be a lurk, and this will pull NMT back. He was sitting in connector waiting for the call from either site. He's going to think this is A now, so even more so, Yester needs to stay completely efficient. Blastino's gone already. That's going to give them drop room. NMT does manage to at least get one kill. Ester's got the other, but he sticks on the platform. And surprisingly, it works out because Drop's gone. He has no escape, and luckily no one else coming down that long corridor. Good nade, though, and now it's back to 4 versus 2. They're going to get the round very quickly. That setup favored them all in the fact that Ester was able to anchor that position with the AWP.
Second round on the board for the Spaniards. Can they get more from Vexed? 2 rounds. Ordinarily, we'd be saying like 4 or 5 rounds on the CT side is not too bad. Just don't know how it's going to favor them against Vexed at the moment, but now they're gone with the double AWP. Flipping once again, and Yester going to be taking it all the way over to B site. While Flipping this time challenges out long, but Vexed are going for a bit of a fast push. They've gone for the AKs just to kill Lil for Hyper as well, and they're going out fast on this one. They want to push into B site quick and hard. That's may well going to work in their favor. It might try and catch Yester off guard. A lot of flashes coming through. Grubby gets himself around. There's Yester going down. Does manage to get a single kill trade on Furlan. While the rest of the team push in, but Vex this time have control of the site.
Absolutely. Great wall of smokes deployed very quick as well. Good reaction from Vex to realize that, all right, we lost 2 rounds. We've still got economy to work with in this one, but it's our last chance. Let's try something we haven't done. A fast execution works. They're in. Hyper, another kill on Flippin'. And Anak's going to try and get himself in a better position here. Walk up the alleyway, but they're going to hear him because he didn't walk the entirety of it. He took 2 steps early. Repo walks out very early to catch him off guard before he can get himself in position. 9-2 now for Vexed, and that'll give them another round of buying. Again, though, the economy, it's in a position where x6tence, they can buy for this one. They'll have to force for Blastino, but they can also break in turn still Vexed. So they're not actually doing as bad as you might think, considering that it's 9-2 right now. They could potentially force Eco and go to 9-4, which would, like you're saying, ordinarily be enough. I'm not sure if I'm buying that in this game.
Yeah, Vexed picked up both AWPs as well. Rallen had one in previously, but Hyper's also carrying one, so going to see a bit of a slowdown from Vexed here. Blastino and Flipping are the ones at long 8, and Rallen and Furlan are in that direction. Deagle, of course, in the hand of Blastino, like you mentioned, he had to force it. Didn't have a great deal of cash, but Rallen checks, finds Flipping. Are they going to expect Blastino? Looks like they are going to clear it. That's going to be the mollies, double molly down, and damage done. Vexed very likely to pick up this round. Just Yester and MNT to try and pick something up, but Yester does have this AWP in hand. Going to be very costly for x6tence if they lose this round. They invested just about everything they could and force them onto the eco. There's the bomb plant, and you can see they're trying to save these weapons, but Grubby is on the hunt.
Yeah, and rightfully so. I mean, they've got an AWP. You definitely want to take that down. One AWP in the right spot. If it can find the angles, the lineups is enough to win a round. So go see if they can hunt that. They do have an MT in a good position, so he'll get confronted first, and then the AWP will have a warning as to where they're coming from, but they're sending 2 players to this. And NMT manages 1. Does Ester even peek this, though? He's going to have to. Unfortunately, there's so much time he could easily walk up on him, so he does get 1 more. Now, this isn't about how many kills he gets. It's about staying alive just as well, because Vexed, although their bank isn't perfect, they'll be able to buy next round either way, and they're going to continue to try and take this AWP down. Ester's done a very good job. That's actually a job very well done. He's still not at 100% just yet, but I think he will be. Yeah.
Very well done. Managed to clock himself up 3 kills there, but it's Vex that's in control. 10-2 now. The score for them here on the T side. The Polish team coming into this one, trying to cause problems, and they're themselves. I'm not sure where they fit into this whole alliance thing, because they're going to want as many lives taken off. You would think the likes of Dignitas to try and give themselves a chance of maybe grasping for one of those 4th or 5th spots.
Well, I think it's immunity is all they're getting out of this in true form. But Ester, where it is, that 1 AWP starts it off. They're going to walk through. Tech9, a little bit awkward at first, but blinded up as he was, Grubby's able to secure the kill. Now, NMT, look at this. They've wrapped around. They push through drop. This is, or rather through danger. This is one of the most clever plays they've had yet, and it comes on the eco. So I do like that they're being a little more inventive. However, I'd like to see them be aggressive again with that AWP and rifle combination at long a little more often. But Grubby reads it and takes them both down. That was very well thought out from x6tence.
Yeah, they tried the pincer. They tried to come around the side there, but Grubby was ready, expecting the backstab. And the second peek just wasn't quite timed right. Just a little bit of timing, and that obviously shows that Existence, they are a new team. A couple of players, NMT, first event for him. Got his first match on the board in the previous game. At the moment, not doing too bad for his team, second highest fragger. But overall, Existence up against a hard task here. They were the Spanish team, one of the home team invites that knew they were going to have a tough odd time, but it's good experience for them.
Absolutely. I mean, with the minor system that's been implemented this year, there's always a chance that teams like this can make their way into those qualification stages, and the further ones that come up, remember, those are going to be for every major. So it's not like that's once a year. These are viable options for these teams. So they do walk in. Esther's been solid, I have to say. He sits 12 and 12, so a decent ratio considering the scoreline that we've got. Goes to show that he's at least getting trade kills in each individual round. In the worst case scenario, however, the impact of those kills debatable in the fact that he also got 3 of them on survival with an AWP at one point in time. NMT, I would say, actually has had the most amount of impact on his rotations and being able to get eco frags. He's now boosted up as well, and NNX going to try and work with him, but Hyper, more importantly, has got into drop room, and he'll wait for these smokes to dissipate. It's a matter of which he wants to approach first, and the flash indicates it'll be in toward the B site, but he actually makes a blunder of it, gets blinded up himself and caught off guard. Thankfully, Repo and Furlan make up for it. But Blastino gets 2 kills in that situation when he should have been dead to rights.
Oh, flipping the last man standing. Oof, Rallan missing the shot. That's giving him a little chance to get in there, but Rallan will take it the second chance there. 12-2. Flipping actually the captain of the team, not having the greatest games. He has been that sole man over on A quite often though. 3 and 12 for him. 12-3, 13-2 would be delightful for Vexed.
And that's, by the way, one of the other things about this team. Flippin, as the captain, does have some international experience. He was part of that Wizards roster that made it to an ESCA LAN and played with Moose and Bonnie, who's a guy that's played for years in Spain. So he's got some experience to bring to these guys. It's a matter of just getting them all on the same page and developing that young talent. Fast play coming from Vex again. No Hyper. Flash through the smoke at long is going to have Repo there. This 1-2 punch that they've been trying to utilize and actually to success in most cases.
There's a lot of Max 7s there. They could do a lot of damage, and they catch it. There's Inanux and Blastino getting themselves 2 kills. Iyesta trying to land something through the smoke. And Vexed suddenly realizing this is not quite an easy task. Full force from Existence as you'd expect in the last round. Buy what you can, get what you can on the board. But that bomb still making its way around. Rallan tagged up from range. Shot doesn't land from Blastino. Will finally get cleared out by Repo. And Rallan's going to push on through. I think I'd rather use the Tech 9 at this angle, but he's going to go up close and personal. Wow. And Iyesta's going to catch him again.
So there you go. That complete force buy last round of the half. They have to do it, putting these shotguns in such a good position. Now, the one thing, unfortunately, is that they haven't been able to lock down the bomb. Repo still has that, and Furlan is going into the A site, which is left open for business right now. So if Flippin doesn't find... Oh, this could favor him. So, all right. This actually becomes even more interesting, because one is going to think the other's clear, and Furlan's going to call for this. It actually means that Flippin might catch Repo instead, which would drop bomb. But he hears the smoke deployed in the doors. He's going to turn back. And this is just an awkward exchange of who finds who first at this point in time. Regardless, there's going to be a bomb plant come out of it, which means the rifles become viable again. It means even in this situation with the AKs, but watch the peek from long. They haven't spotted it yet. Furlan, he's bound to go down any minute, but he doesn't. Flippin oversees him again. They walked around each other twice.
Perfect place to cause the disruption and maybe just give a bit of information to his team, but Furlan and Repo cleaning up here. NMT does manage to get the shot on, but that bomb planted, and Furlan's causing a massive disruption in this 2-on-1.
Well, this is the thing. As soon as the bomb goes down, these rifles come right back into the fold. Now, the problem is, Furlan, that's so wallable at Stables. He needs to time this peak. It's a full 10-second defuse. He's going to get off of it, but there's not much he'll do, and Furlan actually wins the duel regardless. But if he'd overcommitted, or if there was a kit in play, that would have been a much harder situation for Furlan to play. So 13-2 going to be the score for Vexed. Perhaps unsurprising that they do come out with such a hefty lead, but Existence, I have to say they were more creative when they didn't have good weaponry. Their default was actually quite weak. I did not like the solo AWP on the A site. I would have liked to see them try and take some more initiative there because Vex were playing very slow early on. But their B hold was much better, I'll give them that, partially due to the fact that they did run a 4-man stack on it, and also that shotgun round obviously was favorable in the fact that, as you said, they just kind of walked into it.
Yeah, the rush. Wow, Vexed. Giving the throat cut to the camera. I will break you.
And then there's Grubby with a soft little teddy bear.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't quite work out that way.
They've got both personalities there. Yes. What is this little dragon? I didn't see that guy.
Isn't that a Pokemon?
Might be.
Is that Charizard or something like that?
That might have actually been Charizard. I
kind of old for that, but...
you don't have to tell anyone. It's fine. Guilty pleasures are totally allowed.
Oh, no.
Henry's got lots of
when
those.
I say I'm kind of old for it, I mean I haven't got a clue. I am old for it. It was actually after my time, I'm afraid. As much as everyone always loves to talk about the Pokemon red, yellow, blue, whatever the colours are they have.
Gold, platinum.
Yeah. Was it not big in Canada?
Sorry?
Was it not big in Canada?
It was big. It was really big. Yeah. Having like and the cards were big as well. Having like a Charizard Silver Edition card was worth like 16 Pikachus. It was pretty cool. It's good stuff. Furlan's going to go for the peak at long. He actually does catch off Esther early, gets the information as well that there's 3 more players in that position. And look at the response. Furlan gets another one, but Groovy actually sits in a good position. He's able to pick up one more. And just like that, we're down to Flippin versus 4.
He's off. He's going to run, but I don't think you're going to get the rotation on quick enough. You're against 4 people, so you're going to have to sell one hell of a fake here. If he's going to come out in this 1v4, they have no reason to pursue, but they're going to do it anyway because they're just impatient right now. And Grubby and Rallan thinking about trying to find Flippin. No, just going to sit and wait. Okay, all right, why not Flippin? Just sit in the corner, take time to discuss it. Because, of course, this is realistically going to be a 16-2 now. I mean, we'll see how Vexed do when they pick up the SMGs and AKs in the next round, but they won't be picking up AKs on CT side. That would be tricky.
That would be extremely hard.
It would be tricky. They'd run all the way to the side.
I mean, they could try it. That might be like a Hail Mary strategy.
I mean, yeah. I think the referee might call a stop, actually. Say, you got an AK. How did that happen?
Yeah. That's something's going on. He's running Crim's config. That's why. But the computer's working, so obviously he's not.
Ooh.
But here we go.
It's okay. Fnatic have left the building.
They have. I think they have. I think I saw them walk by a moment ago.
Yeah, you're safe. You're safe.
But Groovy's going to go. This is smart. So now, as you said, SMGs, but he goes for the UMP. He's up against the armor. Now, the Tech 9s and head armor is still extremely favorable in a rush situation, and right now they are looking to put some pressure on to B very quickly.
Interesting.
So they'll have to play from a distance. Furlan
does have walking over to stage. They're expecting to play.
Good to know. That's interesting. Furlan does have the FAMAS ready, so they did actually hold this well with the SMGs, and there you go. Groovy gets one with the UMP. They'll close it out. Furlan goes to the pistol, but they had to make sure that rifle was actually at a long angle to hold that. So being a chicken coop with that single rifle against the Tech 9s was a very good idea because the SMGs still, without the armor penetration aside from the UMP, would have been a problem if they'd went down and given up guns early.
Around about now is the time when you start drawing things on the map, isn't it?
Yeah, I usually do. I just do circles a lot.
Yeah, you do draw other things.
I do. Yeah, you're right.
They're not always just circle-shaped. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. It's large, intrusive, and shapely.
There we go.
That is tremendous. I never knew they came in blue.
Yeah, they do.
You might want to check that one.
Well, I mean, they got them in any color if you really want to buy them that way.
I mean, I've heard of blue balls, but I didn't know it was
the definition.
Yeah. I mean, we are in Barcelona right now. It's actually pretty chilly here, to be fair. 15-2 the score. Vex looking to close this one out. P90 in the hand of Fiesta. Can he cause any damage? Flippin's going to push on through. Tech 9 could certainly cause some damage, but that bomb loose in drop will mean they have to try and throw the bodies in towards it, and it's going to be the 5-7 in the end of Furlan that will close things out. It's another 16-2, and this time it's Vex that take down Existence in comfortable style over on Cobblestone. And, well, Vex are going to be happy. Now they have control. What do we think then? We saw Dignitas walking over with equipment. So that tells me that there's something is afoot.
I mean, the only thing that they might think is that Dignitas can be underestimated out between Astralis and them. So if they pit them against Fnatic or Envious, although you saw Fnatic
well, I mean, it could be G2 versus Dignitas.
Oh no, it has to be it has to be G2. That's right. If it's going to be Dignitas, it has to be G2 because it has to be either them or G2.
Well, Vex are going to be thinking, okay, realistically, G2